So this idea has kind of been rattling in my brain for a while, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's finally do this as a full-on video. Like, let's make this a full-on like story to talk about." And that is, ladies and gentlemen, Spider-Man Hulk, Tyrant Lizard. So Spider-Man Hulk, Tyrant Lizard is a story I've always wanted to do. If I could write for Marvel, this would be a miniseries I would pitch in a heartbeat of a Spider-Man Hulk team-up involving the Lizard and a Hulk villain that I will reveal later on. Anyway, so let's get started with the story. Also, for making it interesting, we're going to have it set in current continuity. So this is during the god-awful Zeb Wells run and the Philip Kennedy Johnson Hulk run. So there you go. So the story begins with Spider-Man just kind of like web-slinging along, and just kind of like, well, another wonderful day of being Spider-Man out in New York, lovely day. And then he hears like screaming in the streets, and he's just like, oh, well, that's my cue. Web slings down there to see like a young boy, like someone screaming about a lizard, and he's like, oh, I know that feeling. So Spider-Man web slings around, and he sees it's Billy Connors, the clone resurrected lizard son of Kurt Connors, the Lizard, whom the Lizard, it's the whole thing. So Peter's like, oh crap, Billy, what's wrong? Like, why are you out here? And he's like, a monster took my parents. And he's like, monster? Like, who? What kind of monster? And at that point, that's when Peter hears like this whistling sound, and he's like, that sounds like a bomb about to be. Oh shit! So Spider-Man like grabs Billy, web slings away, and it's the Hulk who jumps down, and he's just like, he's just like, what up? So Peter is like, Spider-Man like puts himself between him and Billy, and he's like, Hulk, listen to me. And Hulk's like, Banner's not in right now, Spider-Man. And, it's just all Hulk. And he's like, that's who I'm talking to. And Hulk is like kind of taken aback by that. He's like, you're talking to me directly? And he goes, yeah, I know what it is, Hulk. And before we start throwing punches, this boy here says a monster took his parents. And I know you're not the one to take people, kidnap people, Hulk. So, why are you here? So Hulk explains that, Banner has been, he doesn't talk about, what's going on with him and Banner at the moment. But, he does explain that, Banner was, nearby, and, this pull of, gamma energy, familiar energy, drew him here closer to the city. So, yeah, I took over. He forced me out, and now I'm just kind of curious too, because this feels, familiar. This pull feels familiar to me. So I'm here because I want to know what's going on. And Spider-Man basically, Peter explains, well, this kid's parents got kidnapped, like I said. How about a good old-fashioned team up there, Hulk? Hulk just walks past him. Great talk, buddy. And he's like, hey, hang on, Kurt Connors is a friend of mine. If he is in danger, I need to save him. So I need your help, and maybe we can figure out what's going on with that mystery you've got going. So Hulk begrudgingly agrees, and Billy leads them back down to their sewer home where all this mess started. So as they're walking along, Hulk and Peter are kind of talking, and he's like, Hulk's like, thanks, Pete, because Hulk knows it's Peter Parker. Hulk is like, thanks, Peter, for your help. I don't usually, I'm so used to everyone trying to reach out to Banner instead of me. You're one of the few people who talk to me as my own person. He's like, yeah, because you are your own person. I never took that away from you, Hulk, and you never, in the times you and I have, fought and teamed up, you and I have, it's never been, malice. And in a weird way, you kind of treat me with a lot of respect that most people don't. And he's like, I know what that's like. So they finally reach the Connors' hideaway home, and like Billy explains, like, someone came out of the darkness and took my parents, and he's like, why would anyone want your parents? And that's when they hear like this, it feels like an atom bomb gets just gets dropped above them, and he's like, oh shit. So Hulk and Spider-Man and Billy get out and see that there is a kaiju-sized version of the Lizard that has been dropped in the middle of New York. And it is no longer the Lizard, it's Tyrant Lizard, because this version of the Lizard has been bombarded with gamma rays. And so the Hulk and Spider-Man immediately try to, fight him, and Peter's like, Kurt, come on! This isn't you, and, like, the Lizard just is, like, swatting them away. And not only that, his very, like, existence is, like, spreading a disease that's making people into gamma-powered lizard gamma-powered lizard people. So obviously the Avengers take note of this and head in there. Hulk and Spider-Man were already on the scene fighting him. The Tyrant Lizard, as we'll call him, battles the Avengers, Hulk and Spider-Man. Eventually, and this is the current, like, the Jed McKay Avengers, so it's like Captain Marvel, Sam Wilson, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, and Vision. So that group, like, they come down and they're, like, doing battle with them until the Lizard the Lizard manages to fight them off and then escape back as, regular sized Lizard with Kurt Connors' mind. So the Avengers are like, well, Spider-Man, you and the Hulk seem to get here pretty fast, and it's also one of your enemies doused in gamma radiation. We have words for, we need to speak to you. And he's like, yeah, I could use your help. So they're talking, and Tony, they go back to the Impossible City, and they're like, with the Hulk here, we can probably bring him in, and, we could bring him in. And Hulk's like, yeah, I'd like to see you try, Stark. I really would. But Spider-Man basically says, look, he's here with me, and I need, we need to figure out what this is, because this is gamma. And they're like, cool, can Hulk turn back into Banner so we can do this? And he's like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. And he's like, no, like, Banner and I are not on speaking terms. He's like, and Tony's like, when are you not? And Hulk tells him straight up, like, yeah, after what Banner did to me with that whole Smastronaut nonsense, I'm taking control of the body. Maybe even Banner, I've been in control long enough and I haven't turned back yet, so, maybe it's finally over. And Spider-Man's like, or maybe Banner understands that this situation calls for you more than anything else, so maybe he's just letting you take control again. So so the Avengers run tests, and they discover that, yes, the Lizard was in fact bombarded with gamma rays, and his very existence is causing, like, a widespread, like, lizard outbreak. And he's like, the Lizard used to do that, like, and the Avengers keep calling him the Lizard, and that's when Peter goes, his name is Kurt Connors. World-renowned scientist, one of my friends, and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. So here's what we gotta do. This plague is spreading, and even, like, the Lizard's existence, like, he's belching gamma rays into the air and spreading this, like, contagion across the world. Like, if we don't stop him in, like, 48 hours, like, the world's gonna turn into lizards. The only reason we haven't is because, like, we kind of, we're up here in space right now. So, and they're like, well, why haven't we turned? Like, what we were fighting, Hulk and I were fighting the, Lizard for a while, fighting Connors for a while. Why didn't we turn? And they're like, it might have something to do with the radiation in your body. Like, obviously, Hulk's not affected because he's already gamma irradiated, and you have gamma irradiated, and you have radioactive blood as well. So maybe this effect isn't, like, bothering you because you're already radioactive. He's like, cool. Yeah. So the Avengers have this moment of, look, Spider-Man, we know you don't want to hear this, but, like, the best way to handle this situation is to kill the Lizard. And he goes, no, his name is, again, Connors, and you're not killing him. And that's when Iron Man's like, look, sorry, bud, but, like, we know, you guys got history, but this needs to be done. And that's when Spider-Man's like, I'm sorry, does my opinion not count? I was an Avenger. You all know I was an Avenger for the longest time. Furthermore, and then that's when Tony's like, look, dude, just let us handle it. And he goes, oh, let you handle it, Tony. Like, we all let you handle the registration, superhuman registration, or how we let you and the Illuminati handle the Hulk, my big green friend over here. Oh yeah, he still remembers. And also, he did, I have heard that, you were the reason he was made in the first place. So, if you want to, and that's when Tony brings up, at least I didn't, turn on my friends. And Spider-Man's like, I am so sick of you people bringing that up. What I did to the, Cap and the Fantastic Four, that was shitty. But I was going through some shit. And let's not forget, I'm not the one who shot my friend, shot my friend into space, or caused him to be sent into space in the begin with. Furthermore, I'm not the one. And then he looks over to Carol and goes, or I didn't start a second Civil War. It looks over to Black Panther, or put up contingencies against all of my friends and even my own wife. And they're like, you're treading on unsolid ground here, Spider-Man. He's like, I don't care. You guys have done everything in your power to belittle me and make me feel like I was not among you. Even though I stood with all of you in how many crises, how many, battles or whatnot, or how many team-ups, you guys never took me seriously against anything. And, so what I did to Cap and the Fantastic Four, shitty enough. But guess what? The Fantastic Four are like my family. They'll forgive me. Steve's probably forgiven me by now. Because what I went through it was shitty, and furthermore, it's a hell of a lot less than what any of you have done in this room. And Spider-Man's like, God, that felt good. And they're all, and the whole Avengers like, God damn. Shit, okay, Spider-Man, we'll let you handle this one. So, Spider-Man and Hulk go down, are sent back down, while the Avengers try to, build, some kind of, Stark builds, radiation-proof suits to help battle Tyrant Lizard, while Hulk and Spider-Man follow the original Gamma Point and hopefully find, Connors' wife as well. So, they go around and find this, souped up gamma machine deep in the old parts of New York, and they're like, God, whoever would do this is either a genius or a madman. And that's when Hulk's like, God damn it! All right, Stearns, where are you? And they're like, Spider-Man's like, Stearns? You mean the leader, Sam Stearns? And he goes, no, I'm talking about his brother. And out walks Philip Stearns, the Madman. Who, if you guys know your classic Hulk villains, that's a Hulk villain we haven't seen in a while. So Madman is like, hi, Bruce. Oh, it's so good to see you again. You brought Spider-Man too. Wonderful. So, we haven't met. I'm the Madman. And, yeah. And Hulk's like, you were dead, dude. And he goes, yeah, but I have you to thank for, my resurrection. You know how many green doors you left open? And Spider-Man's like, green doors? It's a whole thing. He's like, yeah, through the green doors, I managed to come back. I got let out of hell, and now that you've closed them, I don't have to go back. So, I thought to myself, what would be a great comeback story for, good old Madman? I know, I will, I had a few ideas, but then, while I was walking around the sewers, I came across Kurt Connors, the Lizard, and I had a brilliant idea. Let's take the Lizard's old dream of making everyone lizard people and juice it up to 11. And Spider-Man's like, time out. You did this because you could, is what I'm hearing. He goes, oh yeah, totally. Did the name Madman not prove anything? And that's when Hulk just winds up and just cracks Madman, while Spider-Man goes about trying to figure out how to disassemble the machine. He eventually does figure it out. Hulk kills the Madman in a fight, and he's like, this time, Philip, stay the fuck dead. And in the midst of it all, basically reverses the gamma radiation that has been done to him, and Spider-Man, because he's a scientist in his own right, manages to switch things around, but he still needs help because it's gamma radiation, something he's not accustomed to. So that's when he's like, Hulk, I need Banner, please, I need him. So that's when Hulk's like, fine. So he turns back into Banner painfully, and even Spider-Man's like, I think I threw up in my mask a little. So Banner and Peter basically like finagle with the machine and cure everyone, including Connors, who's still got a lizard body, but still Connors' mind. He's gone back to normal. They go outside, and the Avengers are like, all right, he's now in Avengers custody. That's you've let the lizard can't be allowed to do this again. And Spider-Man's like, yeah, no, you're not touching him. He's going back to his family. And they're like, no, he's not. And he goes, I thought about that. You see, I respect the Avengers, all of you, but like there are some people out there who I really call my friends, and I called them. So that's and even Iron Man's like, look, you got the Hulk on your side, but even you two can't stop us. And I got a few more things to say to you, kid. And that's when a voice goes, oh, Stark, is that right, Stark? Well, if you have anything to say to Spider-Man, you can say it to us too. And that's when the Avengers turn around, and there is Doctor Strange, Miles Morales, Wolverine, the Fantastic Four, and Daredevil all there. And he goes, see, Stark, I got friends. I have friends too. And they're all like, yeah, don't fuck with Kurt Connors, just let him go. He's been through enough as it is. And the Avengers are just like, yeah, okay. And that's when Carol like pulls Peter up aside and is like, listen, maybe you're right. Like, maybe we've been kind of hard on you and the Hulk and everyone else, and I think we sometimes forget, like, when we, we're here, we're on the same side, and I think sometimes we forget that. It's obvious, and also, Peter goes, also you need to keep Stark from talking some of the times. He's like, there's no force on Earth that can keep Tony Stark from talking. He goes, very, very true. So Connors gets to leave, and Spider-Man and Hulk have a moment where they're like Peter's like, I don't think you hate Banner as much as you say you do. I don't know, I know what he did was wrong, but, I think you two will eventually come to an agreement at some point. I think you and him will forgive each other. And he's like, in the meantime, it's always nice to have it's nice to have a friend, it's always nice to have you as a buddy, Hulk. He goes, as a strong man? Well, that too, but, it is cool to, it is cool to be friends with the Hulk. And he's like, and Hulk's like, friend. And he's like, handshake? He's like, I'm afraid you'll break my hand. So Hulk leaves, and Peter just web slings into the night, where he's just like, man, I feel like $1 million. And that's when, he, in the old Parker Luck fashion, a bird poops on it. He goes, that was short-lived. And there you go, guys. So there's the story. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of Spider-Man Hulk Tyrant Lizard? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.